Nipples.
Right.
Nickels.
Nipples. Okay.
Nipples.
I'm a fan. To me, the nipples makes the titty. Like it's the defining trait of the hooter.
I think nipples come first, complexion comes second.
Because a certain nipple color on a certain complexion goes well. Like if she's like a light skin.
Because some white women got really dark nipples.
That's
Oh
true.
my.
Yeah,
Okay.
like chocolate. Like
oh man, you had some shit I ain't never had, boy. What you
No, I'm not. I'm talking about porn, brother.
Oh God. Okay.
I wish. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, but pink is cool too.
It's about the nipple to titty ratio too, though. You know, like if I don't want like a size B titty with like the fucking nipples of like a double D. You know how like the nipple be the whole front half of the titty.
Ooh.
Like you don't want like the titty to just be mostly areola. That's not a good time.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Proportional.
Yeah.
It might be a good thing as far as pleasure goes, because all the sensation is in the areola. So you can suck the whole thing. And
that's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, do you have sensitivity when your areolas are larger in the whole area of the areola or just in the center?
You know what I say we do? We take this information on Michigan Avenue and just test it out on women.
Hell yeah. They ain't willing to show us their titties.
Who says they have to be willing? We could pass out hot Cosby's.
Okay.
Donald Trump. Oh no, not Donald Trump. I'm gonna say Donald Trump anyway.
Just any chance to use him as a verb in an insulting fashion, you're gonna take.
I'm gonna take it because tonight Donald Trump rally was canceled.
You know what?
This Chicago nigga.
We should start referring to dumps as Trumps now. Instead of saying I have to take a dump, I have to take a Trump.
I say food.
We could start saying Trump.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Trump.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta take a shit. No, you gotta take a Trump.
I mean,
Because you got levels to this shit, and shit is a little bit above Trump. You know what I'm saying?
no pun intended.
Okay.
Yeah, no pun intended at all. Now that we done got Trump out the way.
Okay.
Big booty bitches.
That's wearing guess.
I'm talking to one.
That's wearing guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a question about that. Like, do you actually meet people on Instagram? Is that
Hell
a
no.
thing?
I tried to once.
Yeah?
Let's see how
You
this
got the
sounds.
lone
But see,
person in the conversation saying they tried.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
She liked a picture from months ago. Like, she went all the way down, and I was like, maybe she want me to hit the DM. And I did. We talked for a second, and when we both figured out that we don't live in the same city, that's when we went separate ways.
Where was she from?
Where the fuck was she from? Milwaukee?
You.
Man, that's a couple hours away.
That's like 2 hours at the most.
Yeah,
You
but
could have had a nice little weekend getaway, called it a day.
But see, that's too much of a risk. I tried that before. I had someone drive from Indiana, like 4 hours, and
That's a lot of pressure.
yeah, we had like a good conversation, like overnight conversation, like all night. And when we met, it was not the same energy.
Was she uglier in person?
Yeah, as he takes his drink though.
She wasn't ugly. Like, she just had this fucking I don't care attitude.
She was too nonchalant for you.
Yeah, like her fingernail polish was like chipped and shit, and her hair was all fucked up. I was like, you just don't care. Like, you just came.
She
in
just came
like,
from fucking.
Well, a fight club.
which is one of the biggest turn-offs when your fingernail like polish is like chipped and shit. Like, you just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
take that
get
shit off.
Yeah, I definitely give shit out.
Is that an issue here?
What is my biggest turn off when talking to somebody of the opposite sex? I mean, I guess ignorance first and foremost. I hate just a dumbass woman, or somebody with a paint by numbers personality.
What does that mean?
Like they like all the things that you should like.
You
like
mentioned that before.
what music are you into? And they're like, oh, I love Jimi Hendrix, or I love the art museum. It's just like so fucking cliche. If I'm like, what's your favorite Christopher Nolan movie? You're like Inception, like just what's popular. And it's just like I don't like that because I feel like you've mastered being so vanilla. Like you've talked to enough dudes to know what and what not to say. And I feel like that keeps the experience from being interpersonal.
That's true.
Like that's my first biggest turn off, and then the second one is somebody from another race and my culture at a club that don't fuck niggas.
Yes.
That ain't gonna go to a Trump rally. Like shit, you forget.
They'll go to a Trump rally. They won't go to a Trump rally protesting.
Right, exactly. Right.
They're a supporter.
Right. But Big Pimpin' come on in the club and they want to dance like a motherfucker, right?
Or they'll rap the lyrics to fucking Kendrick Lamar's Alright.
Right.
But it'd be like All Lives Matter.
Right. Stupid motherfucker. Yeah, that's
Dumbass
smart.
bitch.
I know, right? We got tight to the motherfucker over that one.
Okay.
No, it's just you just hate people that's like you said in your culture. You know, like the old saying, everybody want to be black,
But don't
until
know.
until the cops come.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a thing?
You never heard that before?
No.
Actually,
that is a thing. Everybody want to be black until the cops come. It's like, yeah, I could do this, I could do that, but oh no.
when they get, I'm
not gonna get in trouble for that.
Right.
But you ain't finna get in trouble because you ain't black.
Well, that kind of goes back to the conversation that you guys were having yesterday about, like, black men hating black women, like, within your culture.
Oh, you were tuned into that, huh?
I, like, read a couple of, like, lines of your convo, and then I'm like, this is really intense, and we were talking to my parents, so it was like,
Yeah, I figured it.
Yeah.
It's like black men treat black women no differently than white men treat white women. It's just more glorified because our culture is the more violent one.
Quote unquote.
Right. Not
Can
quote
you
unquote.
explain that? Because I don't
Because like we say things like, man, I'd hit that, I'd beat the pussy up and shit like that. We use like violent terms to describe things. You know what I'm saying?
I've had a white man say that to me.
Right, but I'm saying like,
It's a black slang term though.
right.
It came from us.
So it's like things that we do or say are usually we take what. See, America gave us lemonades. They told us y'all ain't gonna get shit.
Lemons.
Yeah, they gave us lemons and we made lemonade. Like they was like, we gonna give y'all nothing, and we celebrate. We take bad things and make them good, like dope. Dope is responsible for like the loss of millions of lives.
Nigga.
Right, and we like, you my nigga. That's my term of endearment. Like, I love you. You my homie. You're my family. You my nigga.
Being, as we use it as a term of endearment.
So, with us, I think it's just more put on a pedestal because we come from a more, quote-unquote, aggressive culture. But 50 families run all news outlets. So it's kind of easier to kind of peer in on one group of people.
I guess I don't understand how that goes back to, like, black men hating black women.
Well, where do I start? Help me, Jeremy.
I'm not. We had this conversation yesterday.
Okay. I'll go here. I'll say this. Especially like men in their 20s and 30s. Let's take it this far. 9 times out of 10, your mom was a crackhead, your dad was a crackhead in that era. So your mom treated you like shit. Your dad treated you like shit.
Mm-hmm.
So transferring to now, you're a grown man and you talk to women, and
It's just a conditioning thing.
you treat black women as if how your mother treated you or how
Your
your father treated
Okay.
your mother. That's what you saw, so that's what you know.
So why would you bother to show a black woman respect
Exactly.
when you didn't respect your mother?
But see,
And-
that's not even just a black woman thing. That's just women in general. That's
Right.
like anybody.
Exactly. But like you said, because we're a more aggressive race, or quote unquote,
Yeah, allegedly.
we
Labeled as.
get that stigma.
Yeah.
Now let's go to like a black man such as myself who was raised by quote unquote good woman. I won't say quote unquote, but she was awesome.
Right.
Awesome mother. Thea
Mama's
can attest to that.
boy.
Right, mama's boy. I was a mama's boy.
Yeah.
And I grew up knowing how a certain woman is supposed to be, I guess, according to my standards. So you treat a woman as such, but she wasn't treated as such. So it's gonna clash, and you kind of fucked. You gotta learn how to treat a woman like shit a little bit.
And even then, like, that's kind of...
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I swear. I'm gonna say. Let me say this. I did not have success with women until I learned to not give a fuck about their feelings or being considerate. Point blank. Period.
That's true.
No bullshit.
What?
Yep.
No.
Let me put it this way.
No.
It was a black chick from New Jersey. What was her name? Dana, whatever. This was a few years ago. And like I met her one night. No, I was with nigga Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his birthday or some shit. And we were walking past the club in Wrigleyville. Saw this black bitch dancing. Nice. And so we made our way and sat at the club, but I was the only one that was able to get up towards her, and she started dancing on me. Like, I didn't get her number or nothing, but I got her name. I think her name was Dana, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that was that. I left. We left. But the very next day, I went out with y'all. Probably not you, but I went out with you.
Right.
It was us. And, like, we was going through Wrigleyville again. You know, this is, like, 2012. Like,
Right.
And, like, I was talking to these 3 white bitches and, like, calling them the Kardashians and shit. Because,
Right.
you know, they looked like they had some work done, but they was cute.
Right,
So,
yeah.
Kardashians.
Okay.
And, like, this black bitch, she come up to me. She like, hey, I remember you. And I'm like, Dana. And she was like, you remember my name. And so she pulled me from y'all to go to this little bar. We was in there for 15 minutes. Then we went to the little Mexican restaurant, the Mexican food restaurant on Halsted by Addison, like close to Addison. But
Right.
you know, that's
I know
fine.
which one you're talking about.
And I was in there. I was sat down at a table. I was talking to these like gay dudes, and I was like, "You see that chick? I'ma fuck her tonight." And she overheard me say that.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? 30 minutes later, I was at a friend crib because she's from New Jersey. So I was
Right.
at a friend crib, fucking.
Yeah.
And like it's like that respect, like when it's like kind of like goes out the window for some females. Like they like that whole ooh, look how he talking. He talking like this. He talking like that. So that's how come that whole when you fucking somebody, you call them a bitch or slap them around. They like it. It's for some reason.
Yeah, they are birds.
I don't know why.
I got a story similar to that. I remember when I was dating an individual, and she was like, "Are you seeing anybody?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm not seeing anybody." But little did I know, I had some pictures on Instagram that were kind of incriminating me,
Oh, shit, nah.
right? Like with other girls, and she asked me, "Do you have an Instagram?" I was like,
she got the creeping on you.
right. So I was like, yeah, but I might have some shit on there that, you know, that might make you feel. But I was like, I'm gonna go back and delete that shit.
Too
So
late.
I went back and deleted it, and then told her what my Instagram name was, and she was like, "Oh, you deleted some pictures." I'm like, "Oh shit." So I was like, "You know what? You got me. Oh well." Like,
No, that's it.
and I was like, "Well, if you don't want to talk to me no more, like, I understand. Like, you know, that was I just straight up lied to you." That night, she came to my house
Ain't that some
and
shit?
fucked me.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did I just get rewarded with pussy?
Yeah.
It was a bitch on Tinder. A bitch on Tinder. And she like, we matched. Like, we was talking. We matched this like one night. We matched like, I want to say Friday night or Saturday night. We matched and we was talking. And she basically was like, what are you looking for? And my drunk ass was like, I'm honestly just looking to fuck. I'm not looking for anything else. She's like, oh, well, I'm not really looking to just fuck. I'm looking for something more. I'm like, oh, well, I'm just looking to fuck.
But
and we continue talking. Tell me how come the next day, around like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when she was at my crib, I was fucking her. And not only that, after I finished, she drove me to my friend crib, dropped me off, and continued on her way. It was like, bruh, I told you yesterday what I wanted, and yet here you is dropping me off at my friend crib the next day. It's weird.
Wait,
bro.
so are you guys telling me that you didn't have success with women until you decided to treat them shit?
No.
That's no. It's not a shallow treatment.
You're about to say exactly what I'm thinking.
It's not about treating them like objects or being shallow. It's just being real. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's bypass the bullshit. Like when you're just like, you know what? When you basically do shit like that, it shows social value. It shows when you talk to women and you're like, oh well, I date other women. I have a lot of friends. It kind of it kicks in that childlike mentality of like, you know, when that ball was sitting there, you didn't want it, and then your siblings started playing with it, and then it was the best thing in the world, and you wanted the ball. Mm-hmm. So I feel like a lot of people, a lot of women, you know, not trying to generalize, maybe this, if it don't apply, let it fly, right? But I feel like a lot of them look at shit like, well, if don't nobody else want them, why would I want them?
Right. And then is the aspect of treating them the way they want to be treated, which is what he told me long time ago, long before I even started this shit, before 2012. Like, treat them the way they want to be treated and you'll get somewhere. And it's pretty much true.
Now, do you generalize how they want to be treated, or do you actually listen to how they want to be treated?
You have to kind of feel your way through.
Yeah. Okay. They usually tell you.
Because sometimes like you do meet a nice girl that don't want to be treated that way, but they'll somewhat respond to you, but the reason they're attracted to you is because you're kind of moving in that direction, you know what I mean?
I'm kind of lost.
I'm lost too.
Okay. For example, like you can meet a woman who is nice and sweet or whatever, but she can like you because you just don't care.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
But she's sweet and whatever, but she responds to some nice things to an extent, but the reason she's there is because you really don't give a fuck.
Of course.
But you won't know until you go deep into it. You know what I mean? Is that making sense now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you try to summarize, so when you're saying, when you're straightforward with a woman, when you're saying this is what I'm looking for, like,
well, this is what I'm about. Yeah.
This is what I'm about. Like, might fuck you. Like, I'm interested in that.
I mean, it ain't even just like that kind of thing. It ain't just like, always about sex.
Yeah. Or like, you know, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
A relationship, or just sex, or both.
And it seems like, for me, when I was looking for a relationship, that's when bitches they was throwing out pussy. This is like, like, come on, man. Like, I felt like the woman. I'm like, man, why y'all just want to fuck?
I know.
Damn.
Right.
Shit.
I swear, after like the whole fucking around and shit, after I broke somebody's heart, basically, pretty much.
Ouch.
Yeah, fucked me up. I was like, I don't want to deal with nobody. If I don't want nothing to do with them, like, I'm just gonna cut it off. And I was like, I went into the dating world, like, I'm gonna actually try to get to know this person, blah blah blah. The first person I actually liked literally called me. I was like, you know what? I'm just attracted to you. I want to be friends with benefits.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
And I'm just like, well, damn, what the fuck?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
disappointing.
And I was like, I can't say no.
Right, though. Right? Who am I?
Yeah.
And
Who
it's the
fuck
best
am I?
fucking pussy I ever had in my life.
On
I'm
top
like,
of
what
it.
the fuck?
By the way, I just used that on my teeth.
Okay. We exchange bodily fluids all the time.
Yeah, okay.
I hope your parents
Yeah.
never hear this. But yeah. Oh, actually, can you pause that? I want to play something for y'all.
And I gotta pee.
You got a pool?
Okay.